Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MLG Red Stage and what's going to be the first game of the round of 16. We finally made it here. My name is totalbiscuit, joined by the ever-wonderful Day9.
Oh, I love being elevated to ever-wonderful status, totalbiscuit. Thank you. And in fact, this match is going to be sick. It's Leenock versus Innovation.
That could be a final in any tournament.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, Leenock has been to the final of MLG multiple times. The last MLG Dallas 2012, he fell short to life 3-4. He's hungry for another win, and we've seen a completely new style out of him in the round of 32.
Yeah, in terms of his Zerg style, there is no one else playing like this at this tournament right now. His use of swarm hosts is something we haven't really seen at all. Even there were inklings of it in the beta here and there, but this is a very interesting, very defensive, but also a big grindy style there from him as he just tries to absolutely push his way through everything. I believe we're going to do a little quick bracket update before we start off with this particular match. Here is what's going on right now. Check out the graveyard of dead players. Currently 16 out of this tournament, already in a brutal single elimination format, and the foreigners have been taking the brunt of that attrition. They're the guys that ran into the tank line, and they're the guys that got destroyed. Some noble fights here and there, but for the most part, it's Korean dominance. Yeah,
in the 9 Korean versus foreigner matches, foreigners are 0-9, 4-27 in maps total. The Koreans are dominating at this tournament, as to be expected. But also Terrans showing an equal amount of dominance, already taking up half the spots in the round of 16. The others split half and half between Zerg and Protoss. So you see Life versus Pult is an upcoming match. Last will play the winner of Thorzane Killer, MC MVP, Teja Bomber. That's just the left side of the bracket, all stupidly good.
Oh yeah.
Over on the right, Flash versus Ret, Sen versus Parting, Jokji versus Rain, and of course Innovation versus Leenock happening now.
Yes, it is, and I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be an unbelievably good Terran versus Zerg, and I hope that you guys are ready for this as well. This is going to be a great best-of-5 series.
In my eyes, the real question is, can Innovation continue to do the same sort of drop styles that we saw last pull off against Stefano?
Yeah.
And does Leenock have an answer to that? I mean, we've talked a lot about TVP. Can Protoss deal with the speed medevacs? We're seeing Zergs have the exact same trouble.
Yeah, it's funny how it's actually developing over the tournament as well. There has been a shift literally within a day towards more static defense and also towards Corruptors. We saw Gosu user using Corruptors incredibly well to defend against multiple drops over the course of an hour, 20-minute game against Bomber.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you can that medevacs generally travel in 1 or 2, you can instantly corrupt one of them and very often get it down to half health at least, which therefore makes it really risky to be moving anywhere as the Terran players. Both players have said, ready, good luck, have fun. Game number 1 is about to get underway. The first match of the round of 16, it is Leenock versus Innovation. Daybreak is kind of a difficult map for the Terran player to do those comfortable pushes. I mean, certainly not a bad map for Terran, but getting from A to B is always risky with all them counterattack paths. But now, with the speed medevacs, it's suddenly becoming the Zergs who are a little bit leery to move out early.
Very, very true. But will Leenock's Swarm Host heavy style work here? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, to the southwest position of MLG Daybreak. In the red trunks, playing Zerg. Give it up for FXO Leenock! The Leenoktopus, very popular player here at MLG. Not a big surprise. And this guy, on the other hand, has come out of nowhere and has been performing incredibly well so far in Korean tournaments. Let's see if he could make this his first major foreign victory. In the blue trunks, playing Terran to the northeast, ladies and gentlemen, SDX Seoul Innovation!
You know, I'm really thrilled to see Innovation do well, not just because he was such a strong player in Brood War, but also because STX Seoul, the team, is like one of the legendary teams that you've heard about if you've followed the Pro League at all. And now switching on over to SC2, really paving a nice little way there for the rest of his teammates. And given that we see a 12 barracks, 12 refinery, this straight up is going to be a Reaper opening.
Definitely.
Or a weak opening.
It's either Reaper or really bad. We'll see which one it is. Most likely out of Innovation, I'm going to go with a good choice. That might be a good idea. So the Reaper opening has obviously been incredibly popular so far in this tournament. And the reason being, I suppose, is that especially in a TVZ matchup, there's so little risk attached to it. Yeah,
I mean, you can basically guaranteed get right up to your opponent's front and do at least a little bit of damage. It's unlikely his pool will even be close to finished. And there it is, the Reaper popping out right now. It is true, though, that there's a vulnerability for the Terran player in the stage right after the Reaper. I mean, right now, what's Terran doing? He's spending his minerals building that refinery, losing minerals by putting units into the refinery, losing time on any other unit producing structure. It's literally only Reapers that the Terran player has for defense. So there's a pretty tremendous window where Zerg knows you're not going to be doing any big push at my front, and actually you might even lose to a counter swing at your front.
What we've been seeing, especially from Flash when he's been playing this style in this tournament, is that his immediate follow-up to this is Reacted Hellion to try and deal with the Zergling counter-attack. And what we're then seeing from Zerg is deciding just not to do that simply because they know that the Terran player is already prepared for it and thinking, oh, maybe I can do something a little bit different. Down comes the bunker, which will, of course, be used as a nice safe haven for this Reaper. I'm interested to see how many Reapers come out of Innovation. Currently, there's one. There'll be a second one coming in. We haven't really seen any more than 3 built in this tournament so far.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Last get a little bit aggressive with his Reapers for an extended period of time, but most people tend to just be conservative with them. I mean, we're seeing already that Reapers don't really do a lot.
No, they tickle a little.
Yeah, you can't kill them, but if you control properly, they also can't kill you. No vulnerable drones lurking about. Looks like a single Zergling might get picked off, the first casualty of the game.
But not too major. Second one coming in as well. Of course, 2 Reapers, especially in a bunker, will be the Queen, but there's no way Leenock's going to allow that to happen. And he's moving his Lings into a position. He just wants to take his bunker out straight up. And he's not even taking that much damage as he does it, using a Ling here and there. The salvage doesn't go off, which is a nice win in and of itself. Now looking to flank around here with the Reapers as they move into the main base, but as more Lings come out and as speed comes closer to finishing, the usefulness of these becomes less and less.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the position that looks so unfair for the Zerg player. How do you deal with this? He's already taken massive damage, Zerg's behind, all that stuff. But go back to the Terran's main base. Terran basically has no other tech. His orbital command is only just now able to start at the expansion. Hellion's just now starting everything. Very behind.
Very nice.
Wow, he picked the Queen off?
Yeah. It was a little bit injured, and the Reapers came in, got an opportunistic little snipe on the Queen, which in itself is great. And I think this is the time when Innovation can just say, right, okay, these Reapers are now tower guards.
Yeah, but at the same time, the fast tech to Mutalisk is going to be a little bit rough because there's really not any strong anti-air options left.
No, you're absolutely right. There aren't, and going straight up to Lair is interesting because it's a little bit of a different swing to what we've seen from Zerg in this tournament up to this point, where they've tried for this big Ling counter pressure, and it's always been thwarted by the fact that there are Hellions. If the counter pressure fails, then there's Hellions in the Zerg's natural doing immense damage. We've seen some colossal Hellion attacks. So going straight up to Lair and just trying to defend with a bare minimum units while still droning could very well catch Innovation off guard here.
Yeah, in a sense, well, Innovation's basically treating his Reapers like early Hellions and then just going Reaper Hellion.
Yeah.
Continuing the usual contain pressure, getting his 3rd command center up, no doubt. Extra engineering base for upgrades are going to be the follow-up.
Couple of Lings get into the natural there, a little bit annoying. Probably ping off an SCV maybe, but this should then get cleaned up.
Oh, Queen falls.
Yeah, that's bad news for Leenock right there. He looks for the surrounders, quite enough Lings to make that work, though. A quick dart off to the left is what we see from Innovation to save his units, and those Reapers, of course, staying alive throughout all of this.
Wow, this is actually looking very hairy for Leenock. Spire just now starting, replacement Queens not yet starting. It looks like
another one goes down.
Innovation takes it out, just non-stop aggression at the front. And there the Lings pop out at the best possible time, picking off one of those Hellions, but the unit count is looking very dangerously low for Leenock.
Well, there's just more Hellions coming in as well. Double engineering base coming up behind this, so he's going to look to transition to full bio. But right now, there's the GG right there. Wow, what a start for Innovation.
You know, Innovation was moving in, honestly, a pretty predictable way, and I think Leenock just got a little bit overconfident in his abilities to defend this.
Yeah.
There was plenty of time to rebuild those 2 Queens, but he just kept delaying and delaying and delaying and delaying, and then finally, when he realized, oh, oh god, I really do need those queens. Got started them and instantly GG'd a few seconds later.
Pretty much. I mean, there were about 6 or 8 Hellions there, and then, of course, we got the 2 Reapers in play as well that never died, which is always a nice bonus to have. A little bit extra damage as well as constant regeneration. And then you end up in the situation where you think, oh, well, those Hellions that were kind of designed to deflect the counter pressure, which I never applied, actually just ended up killing me.
Yeah, and in honest truth, though that's a frustrating game number 1 for Leenock, he's extremely good at series where he's behind and coming back. There's a lot of players who just need that early momentum. Leenock is not one of them. Life is not one of them. A lot of the top Zergs still up in this tournament are not in that category. So as we head off to the next break, keep in mind it is still a best of 5. 1-0 for Innovation still has quite a ways to go, and Leenock has to begin that uphill battle. I'm Day9.
And I'm Total Biscuit. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.